Okay, good morning, everybody. If you can please stand. Hi. And we are going to listen to Jackie with a dedication, sponsored song.
So we have a sponsored song on behalf of Sue Watering, and I'm going to read the dedication because it's her birthday. Yeah. Right? And she says, "Thank you, Jackie Sandberg, for creating this special music to commemorate Sue Watering's 85th birthday."
Now we can rise. And let's sing together, "There is More Love Somewhere."
Somewhere Good morning. I'm Karen Dorn Steele, today's lay leader, and I welcome all to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Spokane, including those of you who are here in the sanctuary, people who are streaming with us, and those using Zoom to participate from locations across North America and beyond. We're glad you're here with us today. Whether you're in our sanctuary or attending remotely, it is here that we join to create a nourishing religious home with a mission to champion justice, diversity, and environmental stewardship in the wider world. Or as we say more briefly, to create community, find meaning, and work for justice. I have two announcements today before we begin our service. One involves Elisa Conger, our member. She'll be reading from her recently published poetry book, Paper Boat, on November 1st, next Saturday, at the Wishing Tree Bookstore in the Perry District. And then she'll also read some of her poems at our church later. And now UUCS board member Nancy Avery has an announcement about an upcoming event.
If this is the first time you're attending our church, no, I don't always dress like this. You'll notice we have Miss Frizzle joining us in the choir, and that's to help promote the upcoming concert on Thursday night, the Halloween Jam. Tickets are $15 or 2 for $25. Children are welcome, and you can see the crafts that they're going to get to do back on the back table. I'll be selling tickets in between services. You can buy one today. You can pay at the door. You can buy online. And we are going to have beer and wine available for a suggested donation of $5 that you could purchase that, even though you're not purchasing it, you're donating Thursday night. And we have, of course, Rashay on vocals that evening, and Jackie on the piano. We have Dan Lane. See, now I got to refer to my notes. Cello and vocals, and Bob Marlowe, guitar and vocals, and Scott Brownlee on bass. So beginning at 6:30 until about 8 o'clock. So it's an early evening. Come see me after service, or like I say, buy that day. Thanks.
We now turn from our informal greetings to formally begin our service by lighting our chalice, the symbol of Unitarian Universalism, of our unity and solidarity, of our openness and inclusion, of our community and individuality. May this small flame be our offering of warmth to those who are cold and alone, and a comforting light to those in darkness. May it be a flame that ignites justice in our world and a beacon of hope to those in need. And may it reflect at least a spark of truth wherever truth has been lost, and cast a healthy shadow of doubt where it has been found. You may have heard these troubling numbers. In Spokane, at least 1,200 people are homeless on a given day. We need 13,000 new homes just to accommodate population growth by 2046. But we also urgently need to build 9,000 additional houses in that same decade to address homelessness and overpriced housing that families making less than $72,000 a year can't afford. We have made some progress. Our city council voted last week to begin spending a pool of money from a new affordable housing sales tax authorized by the Washington State Legislature. In jump-starting that effort, Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown has honored the work of the Spokane Alliance, of which our church is a dues-paying member. It is now named HEART, an acronym for Housing Equity and Attainable Residences Trust Fund, echoing the name of the Spokane Alliance's HEART team that has worked to create and utilize the fund. Several of our UU members have volunteered for the HEART team. Today, we're honored to hear from one of the key players in Spokane's fight for affordable housing. Amy Manning has worked in housing and homeless services in Montana, Idaho, and Washington for the last 22 years. She's now the executive director of the Spokane Regional Land Bank, a program of the Spokane Low-Income Housing Consortium. She also serves on Governor Ferguson's Affordable Housing Advisory Board and volunteers with the Spokane Alliance's HEART team. Amy studied government and women's studies at EWU and the University of Montana, and she's an EWU graduate. As a child and young adult, she endured poverty, housing insecurity, and homelessness, experiences central to her commitment to housing and economic justice. She currently lives near us in West Central Spokane with her partner Ken, her youngest son, Indiana, and their dog and cat. In her address today, Amy will share her perspectives on how to build community and change our world. That's a little later in our service, so let's give her a warm welcome. Each time we gather as a congregation, there are always those who are with us in our hearts and minds and whom we want to wrap in our love and care. We light a candle for them this morning. We also light a candle for the people of Ukraine, still under attack by Russia after more than 2 years. We mourn victims of violence in the Middle East, whether in the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, Israel, and Syria. We also deplore threats to free speech in our own country, attacks on immigrants by Trump's ICE force, and the astonishing destruction of the East Wing of the White House to create a billionaire-funded ballroom. Let us share a moment in silence, embracing others who are here in our hearts. You're welcome to say their names, those named aloud and those remembered in the silence we hold in our community of compassion. We now gratefully give and receive this morning's offering, which sustains this community and its mission to the larger world. Thank you so much, choir and Jackie. We need those moments of happiness, don't we? As we prepare for meditation, I invite you to get comfortable, to breathe deeply, and reflect on the words of former Missoula Mayor Daniel Kemmis in his book, The Good City and the Good Life, Renewing the Sense of Community. As cities come to understand that they themselves cannot survive if their children have no hope, the nurturing of hope becomes part of the city's work, and with it, the nurturing and rebuilding of trust, without which democracy simply disintegrates.
And a woman who held a babe against her bosom said, "Speak to us of children."
I forgot to print out my paper. Printed out ones for you all. So apologies for using my phone to remind me of what I want to say to you all today. My name is Amy Manning. I am a resident of West Central. I graduated at Rogers, but I went to 30 different schools from 1st through 12th grade, including 10 high schools, and studied in high school in 4 different states. And so I want to bring that to you when we hear some of these conversations about people who are not from here, because I do consider myself a Spokaneite, even though this is not where I was born. It is now become the place I have lived the longest, and I do own a home here, but I have been all over the place, and I think in light of what is happening in the world and what is happening in our own community, thinking about who is worthy of being taken care of in our community and who is from here and who is our responsibility is an important spot to ground in the things that I'm going to say today. So thank you, Karen, and Maureen, who's not here, who met with me and asked me to come and speak with you all today, and Susan Tyler Babkirk as well. Thanks for the invitation to talk about this. I have spent 22 years working in housing and homelessness, and when I was a kid, I didn't think that was going to be my calling. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit of a story about me, and then talk about what you all can do to take care of our community in amazing ways in this sort of dark time. As we enter another winter in Spokane, I can't help myself but be reminded of the coldest winter of my life. Thanks for the quote from the mayor of Missoula. We were in Frenchtown right outside of Missoula. It was so bitter that they closed the schools, and they don't usually do that in Montana. Montana's pretty hardcore about those uphill 2 ways, like frozen school stories, and we had to go to school. Usually, even 26 below was a threshold that I had made it to school, so it was very cold. My family was huddled together. Our heater had went out, and we had recently had it repaired, and we had this explosion that happened, and in 30 minutes, our whole house had burned down. And I was 12, my brother and sister were 6 and 8, and my mom was a single mom. In that moment, all of our possessions, everything we owned, everything was gone. And starting over felt like pushing against an avalanche. We moved into a 3-bedroom apartment with my mom's friend, who also had 4 children. So there were 7 children and 2 moms in a 3-bedroom apartment. And for a while, life was really defined by scarcity and really hard questions, like why us and how could we keep going? In this moment of crisis, which felt existential to me as a 12-year-old. Most everything feels existential as a 12-year-old, but this really did. Our community showed up, right? There was a tiny paragraph article put in the Missoulian, and it said, "Single mom loses everything." It was maybe 5 sentences. And we became the recipients of clothing, of bunk beds, of silverware, of $5 checks from church ladies across the community, of churches bringing us food. It was really humbling, and in those moments, I could tell that story of loss and of horror, which it was, and it was all of those things, but for me, it was my first understanding of community outside of my family. My first understanding that we were all connected, and if we could help build a soft place for folks to land, that they could get back up. And I say that because if not for all of those little pieces that community provided my family, we would not have been able to get up in the same way. it really did help me understand, and it's not like at 12 I said, I'm gonna work in housing and homelessness for the rest of my life, but it obviously had a profound effect on the work and what I feel like the world should be, and how it, and that there's a gap between how it is and how it should be. And so in that moment, the need to make my community live up to the ideals of belonging and opportunity were sort of born. I really took it to heart and to soul that I wanted to center connection and support and make sure that there was a path through that. So in college, I joined anti-racist protest, I organized for living wages, I advocated for expanded child health care, health insurance in Montana. Like knocking doors in Montana is real, and it helps you learn some good lessons in community organizing. I volunteered and worked in homeless shelters and advocated in every way I knew how. And I did this individually before I really understood community organizing and the power of community. I had felt the community impact by all of these small things that folks did for us to help us get back up, but I did the American thing, which was individually I felt called to action, and so that's what I used my energy and time for. And so I come to you today to share that story because I think there's a lot of stories out there that say that the folks that are homeless, the folks that are in Gaza, the folks, all like insert the folks that we're talking about are not worthy of the same things that we are, that there's a deserving and a not deserving in our community. And there's a very dangerous and just absolutely debilitating place that the houseless are hearing people talk about. And in my 22 years of doing this work, this moment is the ugliest moment that we have had as a community to talk about poverty and to talk about people who have come on hard times. So I come to you today with all of those heavy things, but also with some hope, because I truly believe in the power of the people. I truly believe in the power of community because I have experienced it. And I know that I stand before you in ways that have formally been tokenized, like, look, this poor person has been able to pull themselves out of this. And that is just not the story that I want to bring to the table, because I know that I would not be here if not for the community in Missoula. I know that I would not be here if not for a family that took me in Spokane. Like, I would not be here if it weren't for my neighbors helping me become the person that I could be. And we all deserve that, and it shouldn't be luck that comes to that. So I bring you opportunities that are not luck, that are us getting organized and realizing our power in community. So when Maureen and I talked, we talked about what are the options to sort of combat the hopelessness and the onslaught of all of the things that we're hearing all of the time. This is a new moment for us as the 24-hour news cycle and social media and all of this pumps us full of like anger-inducing and despair-inducing things. So like, but in Spokane, I have seen things come to a place where we can get involved and we can make a difference for the people here. Like what is happening in the federal government, what is happening internationally, we can do things about, but our power is here in the local spaces. So I'm not sure what your church, like I heard your church mission, and it was really inspiring to hear you all bring up social justice and community and connection. So I feel like I'm in the right place. But in talking about housing and homelessness, there are a number of ways that churches and communities can get involved, from direct services. You know, I know you've probably heard about Knox Presbyterian and Westminster and Morning Star Baptist doing like small scattered site shelters. So they're opening their spaces and partnering with service providers. At Westminster, They're working with folks that are coming out of the hospital that they partner with Providence and Jules Helping Hands to help those folks. At Knox, they have, I think, women, and at Morning Star Baptist, they're taking men and women. And so there's smaller places, but they don't, the church folks don't necessarily run the services, the service provider does, so it's really sharing space. I worked at Transitions for 9.5 years in the housing, running Miriam's House and TLC and the cottages. And we had churches that would do diaper drives and wipes drives. There are those opportunities as well to get involved that are bringing things to folks that are in need. We had a church group that came all the way from the Tri-Cities to build stuff. They had a lot of retired handymen, builders, and folks that like to paint things. So they would come over and do that kind of project every year. Those are real tangible things that we can see and bring to the table. My passion currently is working on policies that are ones that will help us have the healthiest, best communities that we have. So I was involved in the HEART team with that legislation, which was called 1590 for a long time, which feels very, HEART sounds so much like lovelier than just calling it 1590. But what that does is it developed $7 million in Spokane that goes to affordable housing and mental health. That funding was not there. That's not everything, but that's a big deal. If we can get that going in the county, that would be $7 million more that we can do. So there are groups that you are already involved with, like the Spokane Alliance, and I would just encourage you all to really develop your team here and build community and connections through them, because there is power in that organizing. Like, we are, one person can do some, but like all of us together can do so much more. And that legislation was a number of churches and unions and other housing providers that came together to like pass it. So I founded an organization called Experience Matters. Experience Matters works with folks who have lived homeless experience and are doing the work to advise and build policy locally. We saw, and we are seeing here in our community and nationally, that legislation is trying to criminalize poverty and homelessness, and we were really upset about that, because there's a lot, I could bring statistics, I didn't bring statistics, but there are a number of studies, if you're interested, and lots of statistics about how criminalization of homelessness or poverty does not actually make any inroads into solving that. And so that is the trend that we're seeing nationally and locally. So we're here to organize folks and to help push back on those local policies. There are also the Spokane's Tenant Union and a number of other organizations. So what I would really like to leave with you with today, because I think I'm about time, is that while everything seems really heavy, and I don't want to discount that, but when we ask ourselves, what can we do in this moment, and we're looking at all of these things, remember that we need each other and our neighbors need us. The people that we know, that we see, that we can care for here, we can make big impacts here. And what we're doing here can be expanded. If we can do it in Spokane, I feel like we can do it anywhere in the United States. That's another conversation. But action is the answer to the despair. Action is the answer to using our precious time and energy. We do need each other now, and we really can't afford to sit back and wait for somebody else to step up. So this is our moment to step up as individuals and organize ourselves in community to take care of each other. So thank you so much. I have just a list of options and folks that you might invite out to see how you all fit with them. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, if you can all stand and sing with us one last time. Though I may speak with bravest fire. And that's 34 in your books. I may speak with bravest fire, and have the gift to all inspire, and had not love, my words are vain as sounding brass and hopeless gain. Though I may give all I possess, and striding so my love profess, but not be given by love within, the prophet soon turns strangely thin. Come, Spirit, come, our hearts control, our spirits long to be made whole. Let inward love guide every deed. By this we worship and are free.
So we have a few extra moments in the service, so rather than going straight to the benediction and shalom, we thought we might ask for a few questions from the audience for Amy. One thing I would like to hear about a little bit is the land bank that she is the head of, but there are other, let's have other.
I can talk about the land bank if anybody has questions about some of the other things I talked about. So the land bank is a fairly new entity. Land banks and land trusts are often talked about. I talk with my hands a lot. Are talked about in the same kind of way. A land trust is like where you have community ownership. You see it with kind of the habitat model where the land, so it keeps it affordable. And that's what a land trust is. I'm leaving you with the land bank because that's often do it last so that maybe it'll stick. Land banks are more of a pass-through. We use them in communities that have a lot of vacant and abandoned and dilapidated properties. So land banks take those properties in, kind of get them to where they can be developed and put them into a community asset. So our land bank in Spokane is really focused on affordable housing. It was born, I am the first paid director of it. We're working on some legislation at the state that would enable us to really leverage the work, which allows us to have powers like holding the land tax-free and clearing titles and a lot of kind of wonky stuff that doesn't sound really interesting, but does make it so we can build more affordable housing. So right now that legislation is working with our representative, Representative Hill. She's agreed to sponsor it, and we feel pretty hopeful the governor wants to put it on his legislative priority. So that's kind of the land bank, a little bit. You don't have to clap, really. Hi, yeah. Yeah. Experience matters. Yeah. We are not a 501c3 right now. We're just working on it, so yeah. I'm actually not sure because there's a blend of like churches and organizations. So I'm not sure what the final number is on that. You would talk to Ariel Anderson at the city, or you could talk to Julie Garcia at Jules Helping Hands, because she's been in the middle of it. But like I can give you my information and kind of connect if that's something that you all are interested in. So currently, I know that there's, I think, 6 scattered sites that I know about, and they have some city funding and they have some private funding, so they have a combination. And I would encourage you to have like maybe some like Westminster or I think it's Bob Feeney, is it Bob Feeney, or the Morningstar Baptist person to come and talk to you about like what the impact is and why they do it and how it's been. Because I think, especially for Morningstar Baptist, they've had a couple of years now, and Westminster is going into a year, and they have kind of a dual partnership with Providence and with Jules Helping Hands. Yeah. Oh, in the very back. Yeah, hi. Yes. Sure. So yes, that's a really great question, and it's something that we're currently wrestling with. But we have, just Friday, we closed on our first parcel. So we had a parcel of land that was, or property that was donated by Spear Ministries, which had closed. And so they donated it at a discount, and we put out a request for a proposal. So currently we're doing a request for proposals as the way that we are getting that out into the community to figure out like what works. Right now the parcels that we have are really small and they're more infill. This was a corner lot across from 2 churches, but it was relatively flat and easy to develop. The other 2 parcels are a little weirder. Frankly, land banks get donated kind of interesting properties. So we have some that are different shapes, some that have elevation challenges. And so right now that request for proposals, but that's really labor intensive. And since I'm a staff of 1 and a board of 6, getting that proposal out there, looking over it, making sure that it's a good fit and that it meets all the criteria is a heavy lift. And so other land banks across the country, what they do is kind of a qualified bidder thing. So they ask people to send in all of the things that would make them qualified to do that work, which we require in the proposals, and we go by one. But this would be an annual kind of certification that would say, I have insurance and I have done this kind of projects and all of the things that would qualify them. And I would like to move to that. We're not quite there yet. But that's how you see the Genesee County Land Bank that has been in existence for a long time. That's what you see in Atlanta. That's what you see in these larger places that have a lot of properties that they're pulling in. And so in Washington State, we don't have a lot of tax delinquent properties that come in, but we do have, in my neighborhood in West Central and in other places, we have a lot of boarded up properties that people sit on for a long time. So they're not exactly tax delinquent, but they're nuisance properties. I live next door to a vacant house that had been vacant for 30 years. During that time, my car was stolen, and I had windows broken out of 2 cars, 2 bikes stolen. There was a deep cross-section to shenanigans and illegal things next to vacant houses. So there's a lot of reasons there. So there's some opportunity too to work with the code enforcement about proactive ways to do that. So I kind of got off on that. But yes. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Habitat is on our, Michelle Giardeau, who's the executive director of Habitat, was a founding board member of the Land Bank and is also on the Spokane Low Income Housing Executive Board and is deeply involved in what we're doing at the Land Bank and is very supportive of it. So they, in fact, they had, if the two other weird properties that we have, instead of holding them for like a prolonged place, they said that they could take them on and do something if we're not able to get a good proposal. So like they've been very supportive of this model. And like, just to be clear, like people, organizations can land bank across Washington state, but a land bank is sort of a designated entity that has like kind of special powers so that we can pull that in and target, like, use it strategically and work towards a goal. And so she's been very supportive, and so is Habitat. And they're also on there are a number of Habitats that are on the legislation team that are working on that land bank enabling legislation. So yes, absolutely. Okay, thank you. Thank you for your time.
All right, now it's time for the benediction. Let us leave today with a benediction from 1 Corinthians. Keep alert, stand firm in your faith, be courageous, be strong, let all that you do be done in love. Amen. Blessed be, salam alaikum, and shalom.